Welcome back to another episode of Core Crime Chronicles. I'm your host, Lish. Prepare yourself for an unbelievable story today, y'all. Our journey takes us to January 13th, 2010, in Conyers, Georgia. There, twins Jasmiyah and Tasmiyah Whitehead ran from their home crying for help, claiming they just discovered their mother brutally slain. The lifeless body of 34-year-old Nikki Whitehead was found in a bathtub filled with water. This is my special guest, y'all. She's joining us today as we read through this story, so please welcome her as we continue. So, their mother was found in a bathtub filled with water. Strikingly, she wore a nightgown soaked in her own blood. The coroner's findings revealed that Nikki met her tragic end between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. Please remember those times, y'all. She suffered numerous lacerations on her back, neck, forearms, and hands. Defensive wounds marked her arms, and astonishingly, a bite mark appeared on her arm. There were blood stains that traced a path from Nikki's bedroom to the bathroom, indicating she had been dragged there. The authorities collected DNA evidence and documented the bite mark found on her arm. Initially, during police questioning, the twins claimed they left for school around 8 a.m. They also admitted to being 10 minutes late. So after the inquiry, they were taken to live with their great-grandmother. Okay. So the investigation turned towards two of Nikki's lovers, at which she was seeing simultaneously. Robert Head was one lover. He resided with Nikki and the twins, while Joe Carter was another she was also dating, and he worked at a barbershop that was next to Nikki's salon. Detectives speculated that maybe the two lovers found out about each other, and that is what led to Nikki's murder. However, their alibis were checked out, and they were cleared of all suspicions. So now who do we turn to, y'all? Well, the police turned back towards the twins and decided to put surveillance on them. They also delved deeper into their history of the relationship with their mother. And let's see, what do you think that they discovered? Do you think that they had a good relationship with their mother, or do you think that they had some love-hate, some teen rebellion? Well, I don't know. Let's find out. They discovered that the twins had a history of rebellious behavior and aggression towards Nikki. In fact, in 2008, police intervened in an incident where they just pointed fingers at each other. But it led to the custody being granted for the twins to live with their great-grandmother, in which they lived with her for 2 years. So, the year that Nikki was slain, it was the same year she also regained custody of the twins. And it was reported that they were actually unhappy that they returned back to Nikki's care. So it also was reported that they often threatened their mother. Do you think that they would go as far as outing their mother because of their unhappiness with living with her? Well, as suspicion grew around the twins, authorities found chilling journal entries, and one of the entries actually stated, open quote, "If we don't get rid of her now, we'll be stuck forever here with her." So, do you think that led this far to doing what they did? Like, did they do it? Well, there were forensic analysis, and results confirmed that the blood found at the scene belonged to both Nikki and the twin daughters. The bite mark found on Nikki's arm, it was identified as belonging to Tasmiyah. These shocking findings led to the twins' arrest on charges of felony and aggravated assault. They did plead guilty, but they were offered a plea deal, in this case, in exchange for a video confession. Their confession revealed that they did have a fight with their mother just before school that morning. They remembered being 10 minutes late. Remember I said that? Well, they decided that they were going to strike Nikki with a vase and stab her. They both tag teamed and dragged her body to the bathroom and put her body in the bathtub filled with water. They later recounted, quote, "She went under a couple times and that was it." Truly, these twins displayed a chilling absence of love, sympathy, and lack of remorse for their own mother. Like for their deeds of what they did to their mother. Like, just how sad. Let's watch a clip from Oxygen that encapsulates this tragic story, showcasing scenes and interviews related to this horrific crime. So, as I always say, if you enjoyed this, you could trickle to Oxygen True Crime to learn more about this story. All right, this episode's classification is another matricidal children episode. The date is January 13th, 2010. The method was stabbing that ultimately led to her drowning. This happened in Conyers, Georgia. And the status is that the two twins actually pled not guilty, but was offered a plea agreement. I think in my other video, I said that they did plead guilty, but actually they pled not guilty and was offered a plea agreement in exchange for recorded confession. They then pled guilty to the lesser charge of voluntary manslaughter. And what do you think their sentencing was? Well, they actually were sentenced to 30 years in prison with a possibility of parole. And as always noted, if you are someone who is suffering from a mental illness, please, please, please reach out to your local community resources for help. And I also want to invite you to check out my other socials. And if you would like to send me some crime content ideas that you would like featured on this channel, please send those to corecrimechronicles@gmail.com. I look forward to the next episode. Thank you all for listening. Please subscribe, share, and like, and stay tuned for the next episode. Ciao.